This is the Course Musings. Here we muse about issues of life and then we make instructive adjustments moving forward. What is the price you're willing to pay for peace to reign in your relationship? I'm going to give a story, something that I personally witnessed, and then our discussions will revolve around the story. There was this man who married to him the love of his life. They dated for some time and then they married. Now, after 6 months of marriage or a couple more, this man rushed straight to the pastor's house, actually to the pastor's office, and lodged a complaint against his wife. His wife doesn't sweep. His wife doesn't clean. His wife doesn't cook. And it's not like she couldn't do them. She just didn't do them because there were people to do it. This is the situation. The lady in question was an only child of a widow. And this widow was well-to-do. And because she was the only child, she made sure that the young woman who was married was extremely comfortable in life. This widow had a large compound with flats, and one of such flats was for her daughter. And so for the longest time, the daughter never paid rent. The daughter was a nurse. She never paid rent. She had her own room. She had maids at her beck and call. Literally everything she wanted, she could do. She was rich. To the point that when she even married, this man who was making complaints about the lady's inability to keep him and their home was living in the lady's apartment. So this is it. The lady was an only child. Her mother wants her around her so that she can take care of her and her grandchildren, literally take care of her. The mother made sure that their laundry was made. The mother made sure that they had breakfast, lunch, supper, dinner, and brunch, and everything else in between. The mother made sure that people literally took care of their house. And the man was not happy because he came from a traditional home where his wife was supposed to take care of the house. He didn't pay rent. His laundry was always done. Food was not a problem. And he still didn't like the fact that people were doing stuff for them. So he escaped from this pastor, and the lady was called to the pastor's office. Why would she not do stuff for the husband? Then if the matter wasn't resolved, he'd take it and they would go to a different place, from different pastors to different counselors, until the lady got frustrated. After all, you're not paying rent. What is your problem? Food is always provided for us. What is your problem? The compound is always swept. What is your problem? The lady she had it up to here with the man's seeming disgrace. Like the man was disgracing her. You know, the man was exposing her to all and sundry because she wasn't sweeping, she wasn't cleaning, she wasn't cooking, which to the man wasn't good enough. So after a while, the lady felt fed up. She got fed up and she called off the marriage. She said, there are many fish in the ocean. Please, I don't want to be the reason why you're not a happy man. Go and find that woman who would cook for you, clean for you, wash for you, and then now you pay rent and be a responsible man. So the lady told the guy to leave her house. And it was over. I think the guy thought the lady was joking. And then he realized she wasn't joking. His marriage is virtually over. So he went back to the first pastor and asked him to help him talk to his wife so she saw reason and came back home. It was an issue they were discussing. It didn't mean he didn't want the marriage or they didn't want her. He just wanted her to behave like a typical wife. The lady said no. And so they had a son, a little boy. The lady went to the boy, and the man also went his way. What is the price you're willing to pay for peace to reign in your house? Granted, the lady wasn't cooking. You ate every day. Granted, the lady wasn't washing clothes for you. You always had freshly laundered clothes. Granted, she was living in her mother's house. You never paid rent. Was that not peace enough? Granted, you wanted her to become a typical wife. What stopped you from initiating the process? Mind you, this lady had been with her mother for 26 years. The mother had literally been doing everything for her. You met her just along the way. You don't expect her to change automatically all of a sudden to fit the shoes of your mother and your sisters and all the ladies in your life who are excellent work materials. It doesn't work that way. At best, you drag her into it, into what you want her to do. And if she loves you, she will change or adapt for you. If she wasn't laying in bed, both of you laid on the bed. So what if you laid it yourself? If she wasn't sweeping, what would it kill you? Take a broom and sweep the room. You're a man, so when you sweep, your manhood will disappear. What will it cost you to keep your peace in home? Now, he lost his family because he didn't get the understanding that we need to keep our house. Peace. We have to pay a price at every point. Pay a price. People come from different backgrounds. We have different baggages. We come from different ideologies and understandings. Yet when we come together, we are supposed to blend. I know of a home where the man never changes light bulbs. It's like he will never do it. Because in his home, his father wasn't around. His mother did everything. His mother did the laundry, his mother did the washing, his mother did the gardening, his mother did everything. Mother changed bulbs. He was a man. And he wouldn't touch anything in the house. And so when he married, he was expecting his wife to change bulbs. He was expecting his wife to wash cars. And the woman didn't understand. What's that? And she complained and she nagged. And the more she complained and nagged, the more the man never did anything. So at some point she decided, I'm going to be living with this man for the rest of my life. I have to fix the bulbs myself. I have to wash the cars myself. And she did. And so what? Her breasts have changed positions to her back because she changes bulbs and washes cars. What is the price you pay for peace in your home? After a while, she stopped nagging because she had to pay the price. She paid the price. She fixed bulbs. She washed their cars. And when they stepped out, nobody knew that the car was washed by a man or woman, and the car was washed. What price will you pay? So if there's no bulb in the house, all the bulbs are bent. Then everybody came together, then they realized what your husband doesn't change bulbs. To what end? To what end? You'd rather sit in the darkness and let people come and ask why you sit in darkness, whilst you can actually fix the bulbs. Nothing will happen, nothing will change. This way, the sun will not stop rotating on its axis, your bank account will not deflate or decrease. What will happen is that the peace in your house is maintained. Do you understand what I'm saying? What price will you pay to keep peace in your home? I know of homes where the man enters the house and removes his shoes, his socks, and goes into the room. So his shoes and his socks never follow him into the room. They are left in the hall, in the corridor, sometimes in the dining hall, in the kitchen. And the woman complains. And the woman complains. And she nags and the man wasn't going to change. So what do? To keep the peace in your home, she started picking up after him until it became normal. Nobody was complaining anymore. And then you see, the man wanted to see shoes on the rack every morning, even though he did not put them on the rack. But he expected to see shoes on the rack. So what do? To keep peace in your home, pick the shoes up. You will not die. If something is important to you, if something is really important to you. Now this man who took his wife all through the town, painting her colors because she couldn't keep home. After the woman left, he now went back to collect her because he realized she's worth more than a bed not laid. What will you keep or give out to maintain your peace? What will you sacrifice? So your daughter flanked her paper. Your son flanked the paper. The whole world should come to know that your daughter flanked her paper, your son flanked her paper. What is that? What will you do to keep the peace in your home? Nobody is perfect. Everybody's flawed in one way or the other. But because we want to keep the people we love, even with their flaws, we sacrifice to keep the peace. You see, if you don't maintain the peace, your relationship stands the risk of breaking. And for what? I know of a woman who could not cook from Eve. But then all of a sudden, she was cooking choice cuisine meals. So people were like, what's going on? Apparently, it was a bother to her husband. And to keep the peace, he took her to a culinary school so that she would learn to cook. Nana Sumunjun. The peace was kept in his home. What will you do? What price will you pay to maintain peace? You know, it shows responsibility, it shows maturity, it shows growth, it shows love and understanding. What will you give to maintain peace in your home? My brother, my sister, my friend, if that relationship is important to you, if that circle is important to you, if the chain is important to you, don't break a link because of a discomfort. Mend it. Let it work. I know of another man, he will never pay the rent. It's not like he doesn't have the money, he doesn't care. He just keeps forgetting. And so the woman has been nagging and nagging and nagging until the point where she decided, my peace is important to me. So when it's time to pay rent, she pays the rent by herself and then later collects the money from her husband. Peace has been restored. That doesn't make the man any less responsible. That is just the baggage he came with. You have to keep the peace by sacrificing. Something has to give. Before you lose that relationship, before you lose that union, that group, before you lose it, pay the price to maintain the peace. There are a lot of families who step out and people think they are so perfect. You have no idea the prices they are keeping, they are paying to maintain that peace. There are a lot of companies that look so flourishing on the outside. You have no idea the price they are paying to maintain that peace. You have no idea. All the time is an in thing. You have no idea the prices people are paying to maintain sanity and peace in their home. What price will you pay? My brother, my sister, my friend. These are my musings. And I'm just saying, until you pay a price. Look at Jesus, for instance. We were so sinful, so dirty. And the Bible says, even whilst we were yet sinners, he died. He paid the price that we may be clean, so that the devil will not see our shame. People will not notice our shame. He paid the price. The Bible said that true love covers a multitude of sins. How many sins does your spouse have? Oh, brother, sister, pay the price.